During last season, I set out to build the most extreme Can-Am Commander that I could right here in the Trail Tech shop, and I used the coolest parts available. And if you remember, I think I did a pretty good job at making it sportier. From the ground up, the Commander was totally different in the suspension department, transforming from a reasonably tame trail rig to a fully capable sport side-by-side. Each year, we try to do a cool, but more importantly, functional build to change the way a vehicle works and make it the best it can be. And this year is no different. Well, the vehicle is different, and the purpose is different, and the design is different. Okay, this year it's totally different. One thing I know to be true, ATVers like to get stuck. And when you put a group of us together, we like to outdo each other. So if you find a small muddy section of trail, it can become a competition pretty much in a heartbeat. If I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. You get one buddy stuck in a bog, and all of a sudden, everyone thinks they're at the Mud Nationals and a free-for-all ensues, typically ending with at least a couple of ATVs axled or sunk and in need of recovery. So this season, we thought it'd be a good idea to take our build in a different direction. No, we don't want to build a mud runner. Arctic Cat and Can-Am already do a great job of that right from the factory. But one vehicle no one builds is the ultimate recovery rig, designed to bring back our sunk buddies who get in over their heads, quite literally. My goal for this season? To transform a totally stock Ranger XP 800 with power steering into the ultimate recovery tool, venturing where others won't and bringing back those who just didn't make it. The Ranger is the perfect vehicle for this purpose. It's seriously strong, has a reputation as being the hardest working in the business, with a heritage and history like no other utility side-by-side. Not to mention a tried and true 800cc engine that's no stranger to working hard, as we've depicted many times over the years on dirt tracks. While in stock form the 800 Ranger is capable, it's got a long ways to go before I'm going to drive fenders deep into the mud. The first and most obvious step to our build is increasing the ground clearance of our Ranger. Most ATVs will get stuck in a mud bog when the vehicle settles down to the bottom and finds the ruts. Due to the lack of ground clearance, you get high-centered. That's where my local Ontario friends from Rubber Down Customs come into the mix. They produce high-quality lift kits for just about any ATV or side-by-side you can imagine, at incredibly low prices. On average, for just a couple $100, you can take your rig up 2 or 3 inches over stock height, allowing you to fit the biggest mud tires and maximize your ground clearance. Rubber Down focuses on ease of installation and durability of the products that they offer. This lift is super beefy and doesn't have me worried for 1 second about strength at all. This is lifting at its simplest. While elite mud runners might bark at this type of shock extension lift kit, the truth is 90% of off-roaders are going to be more than happy with a lift like I'm installing today. It's easy on your pocketbook, easy to do yourself, and requires nothing more than a simple removal of the upper shock bolt, installation of the shock relocating bracket, and then reinstalling the upper shock bolt on all 4 corners. Rubber Down keeps it simple and supplies you with all the info you need to accomplish this in just a few hours. With the lift kit installed, I think we've easily picked up 2 inches of ground clearance over stock. But the truth is, ground clearance wasn't my main goal for this install. It's gonna help, but what I really needed was the space to clear an incredibly insane set of 30-inch Mud Lite XXLs that would have absolutely chewed the fenders off our Ranger. With a 1.3-inch paddle-style lug, the Mud Lite XXL looks big no matter how you stack it. However, at 30 inches, it's just plain incredible. A 6-ply sidewall is strong and ready for just about anything we can throw at it. We opted to use the same 10-inch tire width on all 4 corners of the Ranger, so if we encounter a problem, the 5th full-size spare can be used as a backup and easily changed trailside. A very cool feature of ITP's Mud Lite XXL is the weight. While you might expect a behemoth like this to tip the scales, the truth is it's lighter than most of its competition, meaning that we can use a Bead Lock Rim that's a little beefy without adding too much weight overall. ITP's T7 Bead Lock Rim is where it's at. A chrome rim with a black stylized bead lock ring doesn't just make our rig look hardcore, it's a true bead locking design that clamps the tire to the rim. If we need to decrease the pressure in the tires to help with traction, we can be assured the tire will make every rotation the wheel does, while the extra girth of the billet aluminum bead locking ring gives added sidewall protection. Adding our Rubber Down lift and 30-inch ITP tires is a great start to making it both in and out of tricky situations. But the truth is we still have a long ways to go. So tune in to future segments where we're going to continue our recovery build here on Dirt Tracks Television.